Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are diving into a new MLM Top Fails video.
I've been waiting for this.
I've got things from Scentsy, from BODi, from a whole array of different MLMs for us to react to. All of these beautiful pieces of content were sent my way by you guys, so I appreciate you so much. If you have something that you want me to maybe react to or take a look at, I always put my email address down in the description below. If you go ahead and upload a piece of content to your Google Drive and then share it with me through there on my email, I'll be able to get it and include it in one of these videos. But like I said, I appreciate y'all so much that have been sending me content. It has been super helpful and I love getting to see all of the cringe. I don't know how many of the pieces of content I'll be able to include in this video, but know that I have them and they are coming. I just have to portion them out reasonably. Now, before we get into it, let's play the disclaimer. All right, now that that's out of the way, if you're not new here, you know that we have one more tiny piece of housekeeping that we have to get out of the way. But if you are not new, then you can go ahead and skip ahead to where the MLM Fails start. I include that in the chapters for you, so you can find it here on the bar or by clicking the timestamp in the description below. Otherwise, if you are new here, listen up. I do not blur the names or the faces of the individuals in my videos. This does not mean that I am encouraging anybody to go and seek these people out and send them hateful messages or mean DMs or anything of that nature. I am not inciting hate toward any of the individuals that I include in my content. My content is meant to be educational, but most of all, entertaining. So let's all do our part and keep it that way. And with that, we're gonna get the into it. We're gonna start off a little slow, ease our way into this. If you by any chance have any Scentsy consultants on your friend list on Facebook or Instagram, which chances are you do because oversaturation,
There's so many of them.
you may have seen in the past few weeks that they have been having flash sales every Friday, I think it was, or I don't know. They've been having them a lot, which raises red flags, but that's beside the point. This past flash sale, I noticed a lot of individuals posting that they were in line for the sale to order for their customers. So I'm including a screenshot here of one consultant who was posting that she was getting ready to order for herself and her consultants, and it says, "Who's up and ready to have a Scentsy slumber party with me? We are up and snagging all of the goodies for our customers tonight. Best job ever." I would like to point out that first of all, she called it a job, in which case she would be correct. But there are many consultants out here flaunting this Scentsy business as their own business. And this is just more proof that that is not true. Because if you were the owner of your own business, you would not have to wait in line to get into the flash sale that is available to everybody at the same time. So let this be your message that you, Scentsy consultants, are not business owners.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. This is going to be such a great day. I have a Scentsy party tonight for one of my friends, and we're going to get her a bunch of free stuff. And also, the caramel brulee latte is back. So this is your reminder that Starbucks doesn't pay me anything to advertise for their business while they make more money, because the coffee is amazing. Not the healthiest, but we've already been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. This is a treat. So this is your reminder that when you're a Scentsy consultant, that you will in fact get paid to share your favorite products on social media. So just want to let that sink in for all the wax believers on here, all my customers that are like, I could never. Yes, you could, because you'd be posting your Starbucks drink. You totally can.
Okay, we all know I had to include one of my favorite Scentsy Top Leaders. She just continues to blow my mind. Yes, people are sharing their Starbucks drinks on their social media, and maybe they're not getting paid for it, but maybe also they are because sponsorships. I don't know who Starbucks sponsors, if anybody, but I'd like to be sponsored.
Fat chance.
But that does not equate to the same thing as signing up to be a Scentsy consultant and sharing on Instagram. You do not get paid to share your Scentsy shit. Let me repeat that. You do not get paid to share your Scentsy shit. You get paid to sell your Scentsy shit, or should I say Scentsy's Scentsy shit, because it's not yours, it's Scentsy's. You didn't create it. But anyway, I'm going on another tangent. You'll see this all the time across all of MLMs pretty much. People in the MLM will get on their story and be like, why haven't you joined? If you're sharing your Starbucks drink, then you can get on and share about this and get paid for it. Not everybody is a salesperson and not everybody is a recruiter. So those two things, if somebody is neither of those, then they are not going to be able to make money from signing up with Scentsy and sharing on their social media, especially because they have to pay to start sharing. It's not free to just join and sign up as a consultant in MLMs. You have to pay to play. And that, my friends, is your first red flag. But anyway, all of that to say, I am so sick and tired of seeing MLM consultants out here talking about, well, you're sharing what you got from Amazon or you're sharing what you got at Starbucks, and why not just join my team and start sharing what you're buying? Because those are not the same things. And sometimes people may actually be getting paid to literally just share the thing that they're sharing. That's a sponsorship, just saying. Now, you may remember a few weeks back, I posted a video about the changing BODi compensation plan, which has given all of the BODi partners, coaches, whatever you want to call them these days, a pay cut. So instead of 25% of their commissions, they're only getting 20%, and then a few other bonuses changed as well in favor of Carl Deichler and not the partners. It's been interesting to kind of watch all of the BODi partners that I've been following, the leaders and such that I know. They have been very quiet, and the reason for that is a few of them that I know of have had to go back to work. This individual here posted a story on, I think this is from Instagram, of a team call, looks like she was on, and it says, I built this business while working full-time in dental so that I can be 100% present with my girls the last almost 4 years. Now, I'll continue to build this business while working full-time in dental so that come summer, again, we will have more doors and opportunities to open. This is an individual who spoke a lot about how she was able to leave her job in the dental industry and work from home with BODi running her business. And after the announcement of the compensation plan change, she almost immediately went back to work full time. So what does that tell you? This is one of the same leaders that was also telling people that this compensation plan change was a good thing for them and it was all going to work out.
Lie, and lie some more.
What kind of blinders do we have on to actually believe that that is true? Especially if you started in BODi with the intent to quit your job and be a stay-at-home mom or be at home, be available for your kids. How is that working? This is not a good thing. BODi is crashing slowly, in my opinion. So this next individual is an Amare rep. She posted a few stories, which included a ton of claims that should not have been included. Now, if you're not familiar with Amare, they are an MLM that I personally cannot do a full video on because I struggle with my mental health and I just don't want to touch a long form video on that right now. I don't think it would be good for me, but they are a mental health MLM, quote unquote. And a lot of times what you'll hear come from their consultants is them talking a lot about the happy juice. And this is like a drink mix like you'll see with Arbonne or even BODi. And it's a powder that you pour into water and you drink it and it's supposed to fix your gut and your mental health issues. So that is the company that this individual is in. And her first slide, it looks like it's her and her significant other on a plane. It says, heading to Mexico on a completely paid for trip we earned from Amare. In our free AirPod Maxes we earned from Amare. Ma'am, first of all, that trip is not 100% free because you have to claim it on your taxes and pay the taxes on the trip. But moving on to the next slide. I partnered with Amare, the mental wellness company, almost a year ago now. I've earned 4 trips: Mexico, Utah, Nashville, and Antigua. On my way to earning a 7-day Mediterranean cruise for 2 with flights. I've also earned my brand new car, 2 AirPod Maxes, MacBook, iPad, Dyson hair hair dryer, and $15,000 in bonuses. Where's the income disclaimer here? Because that is a big ol' income claim. Like there's multiple income claims in this one tiny slide, and there's no income disclosure statement or anything of that nature, because the likelihood of somebody joining now and getting all of these things, now that they have a slew of consultants, the likelihood of them getting this is very, very slim. The trip rewards and the rank rewards here are fire, with the fire emoji. Shouldn't actually put fire, which is fine. I do that shit too. And this is just the icing on the cake of an additional stream of income by helping people with their mental health through gut health. Ma'am. What? If that's all it took, I would have been cured a long time ago. The network marketing industry is truly where it's at. The real pyramid scheme is working a 9-to-5 where you can't out-earn your boss and work hard all year for a small raise. You either put in the work to make your own dreams come true or work for somebody else for their dreams. 80% of women who make $100,000 plus a year do it in this industry. Another income claim.
Another one.
And also, working a 9-to-5 is not a pyramid scheme, nor should it be something that you should be shaming people for. They are getting a guaranteed paycheck. They are working hours, whether they're hourly or salary. They're working whatever they're assigned to work and leaving. They don't have to take their work with them on a vacation, and also they get to pick their vacations, where they go, and while yes, they have to pay for them, they can afford to take their vacations where they want to go, for how long they want to go, and do what they want to do. They don't have to go with this group of consultants to a vacation that was already planned for them and they had no say in. It just feels really low to me for them to continually go after people who work a regular traditional job, going to work, whether it's 9-to-5, 8-to-6, whatever your hours are, right? You're going and you're getting this guaranteed pay with benefits, with paid time off, with sick time, and you're not having to pay to play and recruit people and constantly be thinking about this freaking MLM business. You don't have to keep doing that, and that is the plus side. Also, it's not a pyramid scheme. You don't have to pay anything to get in. You're hired, and yes, your boss will get paid more than you because they likely have more experience and they almost definitely have more responsibility. So that is the reason they're getting paid more. Don't try to make it look like a pyramid scheme just because there's levels of employment, and when you lay it all out, it looks like a pyramid. That's not what a pyramid scheme is. If you need help with that, there's a link in the description to the FTC website on an article all about pyramid schemes and also how pyramid schemes can include products. So just because you have a product does not mean that you're not a pyramid scheme. Moving on to her next slide. Most people do this to make an extra $200 to $500 a month on your own time, how you want, in the pockets of your day. The work isn't optional, but it is flexible. And that's why I do this. It's almost not at all flexible. To make a livable wage, or even to make $200 to $500 a month in an MLM these days, will require you to work a ton of hours, making it not super flexible. Also, the pockets of your day thing is such bullshit, because nobody in an MLM these days works in the pockets of their day unless they got in really, really early and they have a team of thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands under them. That's the only way you're getting away with only working in the pockets of your day. And that was her last slide. So don't fall for this Amare bullshit. They're just like all of the other MLMs, except they specifically prey on the mentally ill, which makes them, in my opinion, a little bit worse. This next post is from my favorite Scentsy leader, which we already saw once in this video, but she, like I said, she just provides all of the cringe. So this is something that I see happening so much across MLMs and just people on TikTok in general that are looking for attention and going about it the wrong ways. She posted a picture of her, and I'm assuming it was her team, out to dinner. And then she posts a picture of their receipt, which is pictured here on the screen for you to see. Now, I will also say say that this is publicly posted on Instagram, so I didn't go and steal this receipt from anywhere. I am blocking out a couple of things just for their privacy. I'm not sure they thought that through before posting this, but I'm not getting involved with that stuff. So anyway, they leave this receipt with the tip. So obviously, because their party was so big, probably it looks like they automatically had an 18% tip added. So that was $74 and change. And then they added an additional $870, which is great. I love to tip a little extra during the holidays when I can. I remember when I was a hairdresser, people would do that for me and it was so amazing. It helped so much. So whenever I can do that, I do that. But something that really bothers me is when people post about them doing it and showing the proof that they did it. There's literally no reason for that. It gets better. So in the post, it said, tonight, some of our leaders got together for dinner and decided to bless whoever our waiter or waitress was with a very large tip. I'm not sure who our waitress was or what her circumstance was, but I do know God aligned it and she was meant to be blessed. I think she was in shock. In a season where we are so focused on our Thanksgiving dish to bring to the family dinner or what we will get for Christmas gifts, remember there are so many people out there who may not have a Thanksgiving meal or Christmas with family to celebrate. Give more than you take. Cool, right? I get it. But the part about you being generous with your waitress didn't have to be in there. Just be generous and move on with your day. You don't have to announce to the entire world that you have made a difference in somebody's life, but it gets better. They recorded the waitress being told about this tip. For her sake, I'm blurring her face out of this video. Let's just watch it and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
We just wanted to make sure you got it.
You made my wick. You made my good. Really? Enjoy. Thank you so much.
You have a happy holidays.
Thank you. Gracias.
Okay, she seemed genuinely happy and grateful. And I'm happy that she got the tip. I'm not saying anything about like, don't do this, don't tip your waitresses like this. But posting about the entire encounter, showing proof that you left the tip, and then recording the waitress being told that she got a almost $1,000 tip and posting it all to Instagram where you have thousands of followers is gross to me.
It's very awkward and cringy.
Why did this have to be done? Did this individual know you were going to be posting this to Instagram for the world to see? Did you ask her? How did this encounter happen? Because it looks like she wasn't expecting it, which would also mean she wasn't expecting to be recorded and posted to somebody's Instagram account bragging about how they tipped their waitress so much money. Maybe it's just me. I just think it's so unnecessary and it makes it come across that you're doing this generous act for the wrong reason. There's no reason to publicly blast it on the internet. This next one is a BODi Partner, and she is posting a bunch of stories on her Instagram about how BODi apparently saved her marriage. So we're gonna go ahead and listen to those. The first one is just a photo of her and her husband, and it has some text on the slide. So I will go ahead and read that for my listeners who are not actually watching. The slide says, next few slides, why this home gym is so important to me and how it keeps our marriage strong.
Good morning. So this is not really an easy share, but I want to be transparent with you guys. And I feel like this is something that is like really, really important, and it really shifted a lot of things for me personally, and ultimately led to Matthew and I having a strong marriage. I thought before we had a strong marriage and, you know, good communication. And as I started pouring into myself just by doing these 30-minute workouts and personal development, I realized that things weren't as good as they could be, or as strong as they could be. And so I more than I would like to have dreams of Matthew being unfaithful, and it really, really bothers the both of us because I wake up and I'm pissed at him because I'm like, what did you do in my dream? Like, how could you do that? Like, whatever, you know. And it's like
Might I recommend, instead of going on stories and talking about this, don't. And then the second option is go to therapy.
These stupid dreams are so vivid that it feels so real the moment I wake up. And sometimes in the past, I would like dwell on that like all day, and it would just put Matthew and I in this awkward, uncomfortable position and feeling and cause stress on our relationship. And it wasn't until I took a step back and I realized, okay, because I like finding the root cause to things, right? Like I like taking a step back, doing a bird's eye view, look at life and figure out like what is causing these stupid dreams. And I realize it's in those moments that when Matthew and I are not waking up together and having that connected time that is uninterrupted because the kids are still asleep, for us to connect and just communicate before the chaos of the day takes in. And recently, I had one of these dumb dreams Friday night, which is perfect timing to have one because Matthew was at Navy. So there's that. But since like late August through now, we have had a crazy schedule. Like we're waking up and, you know, we're having time together, but we're not connecting the way that we regularly do if we are also downstairs working out together.
Okay, first things first, if this feels choppy, it's because she is pausing a lot. So for the time's sake, I am cutting out the dead space for you and for me.
Let's speed it up.
Beside that, I don't know about you, but when anybody that I've ever gone to the gym with or anybody that I know, like you go to the gym and you have your ear pods in or your headphones on and you're working out. I don't know many people who are bonding at the gym. Am I wrong there to just kind of point that out at first? Like, I don't know how much bonding happens at the gym. I was going to say bondage, but that's a whole different thing.
Hardcore bondage.
And so I just feel like what a blessing that this home gym is for us to fall back on, for us to not only better ourselves, but to also have the opportunity, have the mindset to be like, okay, let's step back and let's figure out why. Like I'm having those stupid dreams. And I also just think like never in 100 million years did I think by joining BODi and creating a postpartum routine would lead to where it has gotten us now. And that is better communication with each other. We now have a daily date. Every single day, we have a date together that is uninterrupted, unplugged, where we can, like, to this morning, you guys I wish I would have recorded us. Like,
you could do that without joining an MLM like BODi. You can bond. If that's the way that you bond, then you can do that without BODi. You don't need the MLM or the payment to have that time together. You can get onto YouTube. I've shared a handful of fitness YouTube channels in some of my other videos. I'll also link them down below in the description if you would like to take a look at them. But there are a ton that offer full-length workouts on YouTube free for you to take advantage of. So you can always do that and go into your home gym with your partner and bond that way for free. You've never needed BODi to do that. Nobody needs BODi to fix their marriage or make their marriage stronger. If anything, it might cause some problems in your marriage.
Or I shouldn't have actually, but just like being completely goofy ourselves, like Matthew is just being a man, and it just made my heart so happy to finally connect the way that we both, you know, need. And ultimately that's to have space, to have communication. And through my postpartum journey, through myself creating this morning routine, it is now, you know, ripple affected into other areas of our lives. And most importantly is our marriage. There's this trending reel going around saying that your kids will either want the marriage that you have or they won't. And it really does hit hard, and I want my kids to want a marriage like the marriage Matthew and I have. And this home gym gets 99% of that credit of how our marriage looks and feels and how we respect each other.
So that was it of her talking. And then she had one more slide, and it's them working out with some text on the slide. And it says, what if your wellness routine gifted you a stronger, healthier marriage with better communication? How would that look? How would that feel? What would that mean to you? What would it mean to your spouse? My next boot camp is open for enrollment. This is your opportunity to give me 21 days to find out. And then she said, reply November to this story slide and I'll be in touch with details to see if what I have to offer is right for you.
It was a trap.
So that whole spiel about her home gym and body fixing her marriage was to tell others that if their marriage is struggling, to join her boot camp and it will make everything all better. And that is a load of bullshit. I think we're gonna end it there. One more thing before we close it out. I don't typically ask for people to subscribe to my channel anymore. I feel weird when I do that, so I typically don't ask. But recently I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers and I realized I never subscribed to this person, but they were always showing up in like my For You feed of YouTube on the app. So I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not getting like the most recent videos. So I subscribed to this person. This person is Stephanie Harlow. She is a great true crime content creator. I love to watch her. But anyway, I wanted to say that because I've noticed also that a lot of people that come back that are repeat watchers of my content are not subscribed. So just if you want to be sure that you're getting the most up-to-date content from me, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a video. That way you will be one of the first to know. And with that, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.